Hem. Okay, in this video, I'm reviewing today is My Little Pony Season 5. Now, what's interesting about this season is that Season 5 is one of the seasons that I don't really talk about. And here's explain why. Season 5 was kind of like Season 1, except it was kind of like Season 1. But basically, Season 5 was basically Season 1, but more average. Let me explain. Some of the episodes in this season were just yeah, and some were just bad, and some were good. So I'm gonna try to rank all the episodes. I'm gonna explain every episode, and then give them a ranking to 1 to 10, and then put them in a ranking of all episodes, or do a top and bottom 5. Let's start off. Let's start off with the cutie map. In this episode, the main six goes to our town to see what's going on in that city, while Starlight tries to get their cutie marks. So basically, this episode is basically that. But the thing about this episode that makes it what makes it a good episode, what makes this into a great special, is how many, because there's a lot of climax and a lot of good characters in this episode. Overall, I really like this episode. I really do like this episode. I honestly do like this special. It's better than the season finale of the season, which was terrible. So yeah. Let me explain more about Season 5, though. Let's go, but you're probably wondering what's the ranking of this episode. So, in my opinion, the ranking of this episode is an 8 out of 10. Oh, sorry. Next up, Castle, Sweet Castle. Twilight tries to build her, tries to make her castle more proven as her house, like the tree house, like her tree house, like the golden oak tree house. Now, my opinion on this episode is actually pretty much really true. I honestly kind of found this episode to be a good episode. I actually found this to be a very enjoyable season 5 episode. Well, you're probably wondering where I would rank this and where I would put this from 1 to 10. I'll probably say overall, just like the last episode, I actually enjoyed this one. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Next up, Bloom and Goom. Apple Bloom is worried about her next cutie mark. Now you're probably wondering why. So, it has nightmares over it. This episode was not really good. There were some parts I liked, but overall this episode was not that good. I even thought this episode was a special. Well, it turns out to be 22 minutes, because they could have filmed in one time at least if it was 44 minutes like a regular special would be like the two-parter. Because I thought this was like a two-parter in the season. But it shocked me that was actually in the seat that was just a regular episode, because this episode feels like a two-parter. I mean, Bloom and Goom was not that great of an episode. I didn't really like this one, honestly. So yeah, I'll probably give this one a 4 out of 10. Really not a good episode, and they could at least give it. Honestly, if it was better, then I would not give this a bad rating. But honestly, it's not gonna change. Next up, tanks for memories. When Tank gets hyperated, Green Dash tries to stop him by any means necessary. Now this episode this episode is one of a really good episode. It was enjoyable, very fun, and very enjoyable. Really good episode. But so yeah, just like Sweet Castle, 9 out of 10. Next up, Apple Bloom's Most Wanted. The Cutie Marks tries to investigate an outlier in Apple Bloom. Now, honestly, this episode was not that much good. This episode is cleared as a number 5 spot, as the number 3 spot, or 5th spot in season 5, bottom 5 by people. And I definitely agree by everyone says about this episode. This episode is terrible. This episode is just bad and mean-spirited. Some people's highlight was pretty much the punishment at the end. Well, I didn't find it to be. I don't think it was that really enjoyable. I thought it was just okay, but it was just bland. And honestly, my favorite part of this episode was probably the setup. All right, the setup of this episode. But that's just it. It's the setup. The ending's not even enjoyable either. It was just boring. Overall, this episode would probably get a 3 out of 10. Make new friends, but keep Discord. Next up, make new friends and keep Discord. This episode was actually pretty enjoyable. I actually found it to be a good episode. So the episode is about Discord, Fluttershy getting new friends, but Discord is jealous. And surprisingly, I actually like this episode too. Yeah, this episode is an 8 out of 10. I found this one to be enjoyable. Now, the next few episodes might be the more enjoyable episodes in this season. Because next up, the next 2 episodes will also be enjoyable too. But, alright, for the ranking of this episode, I would probably give it an 8 out of 10. Next up, The Lost Treasure of Griffinstone. Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash goes to Griffinstone and tries to find the lost treasure. This episode was actually pretty good, actually. I found this to be enjoyable, a very good episode, and a very good Gilda episode. It's better than her appearance in season 1. I still have memories of hating that episode. But still, really good episode, so yeah. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. Slice of Life. Okay, just like the last one, I probably think this is my second favorite episode in the season. This is overall Slice of Life was a really good episode. It was a really good episode. I really like Slice of Life. I would probably give this one a 8 out of 9, a 10 out of 10. But it's not the best episode of the season, though. No, oh no, that goes to actually the main adaptation, because that episode is at the end of the season. But we'll get to that at some point. Next up. So yeah, that's the rank. Next up, Princess Spike. When Twilight falls asleep, Spike has to take over her royal duties until she gets enough rest. Now I honestly don't like this episode. Like, this is probably the weakest episode in the season. Because the reason why is because of Spike, mostly because of I mostly hate everyone in this episode. Spike to watch over Twilight. Ah! Yeah, that's kind of so. Just like this YouTuber right here. What else to talk about? I kind of have the same ranking. I mean, fair enough. In the season, fair enough. This episode was like very bad. Also, what did Spike do to actually deserve his gigs he gets, like the massage, stuff like that? Did he like just like because he's not like a prick in this episode, but he's more like he just really just like kind of just a little bit just ridiculous and he kind of acts a little dumb in this episode, which that means I result this episode in. So you're probably wondering what's the ranking. To make matter worse, all the ponies in the episode are a huge pain in the butt. Out of every character, even Cadence was out. I don't even like Cadence in this episode. I do not. I hate Cadence in this episode, and she really sucks in this episode, actually. I know that sounds outlier, but I don't really like Cadence in this episode. She was terrible. Probably the worst appearance of Cadence since, well, this is like the first appearance of Cadence that I actually might say right now I actually absolute hate. And when we get to times in Crystal, she has a better, but she does worse in the times when they're changeling. Honestly, they're worse. Never mind what I said. Let's go back. Let's just move on to the next episode, shall we? But overall, this ranking of this episode, 1 out of 10. Wow, this episode really sucks balls. Next up, party pooped. Now, Pinkie Pie tries to set up a party while the yaks are there. Yeah, that's the plot of the episode, but basically, just like the last one, I really don't like this episode, and the reason why I hate this episode is because of one little thing. There was a few problems, but the biggest problem I had with the episode was the yaks. I really hate the characters of these yaks were never explained, and it was just very annoying to see them like smash everything, and like literally. Who wants to see like that kind of trap? Who wants to see that bolt trap? And honestly, it makes me annoyed, actually. Alright, let's just get to the next episode so I don't have to get so mad. And you know what? This episode gets a 4 out of 10. Yeah, that's the ranking of the episode. Yep, 4 out of 10. Next up, Abating Fantasies. Now, this episode is actually brought up a lot, and it's actually probably my second favorite episode this season. It is, actually. I don't know it's my favorite, but this one is it's probably the golden episode. I don't know which one is the best, but this one gets 11 out of 10. Next up, Doing Princess Days. Does princesses dream of sheep? This episode is not that great of an episode. Magic sheep. This episode is not that great, and this controversy was very, very hard during the episode, and I found this episode to actually be overall pretty bad. And just like Party Poop, I actually give this episode a 4 out of 10. Yeah, didn't expect that? Yes, it's true. I didn't like this one. Cadilla Boutique. Yeah, I didn't really like this episode. I thought this one was okay. so much rarity things and blow up. You know what? Screw the other episodes. Let's just get to the end. Alright, done reviewing it. I know I didn't review every episode, but I just wanted to. But let's just get to my rankings of the other episodes. I'm not gonna talk about them now, because I'm already at the end. I'm almost close. Let's just review them. Contra Wedding 5. Contra Boutique 5 out of 10. Birdie's Injustice, really bad episode. Not a really good episode. Made in Manhattan, that was a pretty good episode. Brothers of Uday, good. My favorite. The one peeking my nose, that was not a really good episode. Hurts Woman, that was a really good episode. Scare Master, pretty good episode. Oh my god, what about Discord? I probably give that one my second least favorite. So yeah, you're gonna probably get what you're gonna deserve. 2 out of 10. Earth Noobs, I really don't like this Heart Wheels. I don't really like this episode. Really bad episode. 4 out of 10. The Main Adaptation, really good episode. The Creative Remark, really bad episode. 2. It looks like we got some of the okay episodes were actually in my oak. We got three okay episodes. 14 good episodes, and oof. And 10 nightmare episodes. So, how did the season go up a whole? Well, first of all, it's actually not that bad, actually. 10 is better than at least nothing, at least. It's better than not having, literally have, like, so many bad episodes, like season 6, well, our next season 6 has, which I honestly prefer. That honestly season had some really bad episodes, and it was overall really bad and really on my. That's pretty much better than at least in season 6 in general. But at least it's better. At least the next. Alright, let's just continue the next video. Let's just continue the season. Now, overall, from the ranking of the season, it looks like the season has to fall into the okay season. Yeah, it looks like this season is very okay as season 1, but more okay, or in my opinion, and more average. And all I can say about the season right now is just that. And when we get to season 7, it will be the same ranking as well. Because that season also had the same amount, it's basically season 1. But at least not better. Alright. Let's just do the next one, please. Please. Alright. Well, okay. Well, at least the season is at least better, because then after the season I would have, after the season, I mean, honestly, I watched them all since 2014, so I don't really expect, I mean, season 8 was the main, season 6 and 8 were the main seasons, that actually made MLP turn into a big piece of crap. It was very bad, that I might say is the worst part of the season. And what I don't like about this season, that's just pretty much how I describe this season. Average in season 1, And yeah, the next season, season 7 and 9 will also have the same ranking as well. But at least those seasons actually had some more good episodes in them than season 5. And 1 even. But anyways, so, oh yeah, I forgot. My top 5 and my bottom 5. Alright, for my top 5, let's go to my top 5. Number 5, Castle Sweet Castle. Number 4, Slice for Life. Number 3, Takes for Memories. Number 2, Amazing Friends. And number 1, The main adaptation, because it's my favorite episode. No, actually, sorry. That's the wrong list. Sorry. The real list is here, I mean. So for number 5, Castle Sweet Castle. Number 4, Takes from Memories. Number 3, Main Adaptation. Number 2, Amazing Friends. And number 1 is the Crusaders of the Lost Mark. Obviously the best episode of the season. It was really good, a really good episode, and all I can say was just really good. And that's it. And that's it for the season. For the season review. So see you in the next video, and see you next time. Bye.